and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time!
GriffX Switchup.
We was having a conversation pretty much about should the woman take the guy's last name when she gets married. And I think people all have different opinions. Like, but I just feel like all guys have the same opinion, but I was wrong. How do you feel? Would you take someone's last name?
It depends.
It depends on what their last name is?
No, it depends on a lot of things. If I'm famous, I'm not taking your last name.
Why? What's your fame got to do anything?
Because I'm keeping if people know me as Janelle D'Souza, that's what it's going to stay as. But
even Beyonce took Jay-Z's last name.
It might be Beyonce.
Ooh, but she's famous.
But she's famous, so like...
It said if I'm famous, not if Beyonce's famous.
But I'm saying...
You can't get more famous.
All right, what's so wrong with taking a male's name?
It's not wrong.
All right, so why
I don't
not
think
do
it's anything wrong or right about it. It's just whatever your preference is.
So why isn't your preference to take their last name?
It's not my preference. I just don't know.
Said it wasn't.
I just don't know what I would want to do. That's why I said it depends.
All right, boom, you get married to your dream guy right now. He said, take my last name.
And his last name is something.
Cockroach, I'm not taking it.
His last name is
Henry, not taking it.
His last name is...
If it don't sound good with my first name, I'm not taking it, probably.
Is that a factor for you to date somebody? Will they
not maybe date, but probably won't take their last name.
Okay.
So if his name is Henry Powers.
Janelle Powers. Sounds great.
All right, so Henry, if you out there listening,
we're going to give you our number. Call in to 610-902-8458. 53. I said 8. Dang, Henry, I messed you up.
Sorry, Henry. So shoot your shot. She said Henry Powers. If you out there listening, shoot your shot. You know what I'm saying? Suburban princess, she need a suburban prince. So...
Now she need an urban prince.
An urban
That's
prince.
What I was gonna say.
So they can get a rural baby.
Right. I don't know how that
rural
works.
baby.
Rural, man.
That's like weird.
But when I'm talking about when like some people decide to hyphenate.
Yeah.
And me, my opinion, I feel like when you get married, that's two separate people becoming one. So I feel like if you hyphenate, you're kind of holding on to who you was before we got married. I think it's like a symbolic thing. And when you have kids...
I think
Hold on. Let me finish my opinion. Hold on. So when you have kids, then that's when it gets complicated too. So your kids is going to have a hyphenated name as well.
I don't think that's complicated because we know someone. Did you tell her to call in? We know someone. We know someone who has a. We know someone.
Wait, continue talking.
Who has a hyphenated name and a hyphenated last name, but I don't know exactly if her parents like have hyphenated names or not. But I think that if you do hyphenate it, that is what you're saying, like one and one come together. That's one name. If it's hyphenated, it's still one name. It's not two names. It just has a hyphen.
This is what I told my girlfriend. I said, we have a child. If it's my son, he taking my last name.
Yeah.
If it's I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if it's the girl, then she can have the last name of her last name.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like.
Well, I think that my children would just have my husband's last name.
It's automatic.
My girlfriend loves her last name. Her last name is Poole.
Yeah, I love
Poole.
Poole. That's cool.
I know somebody with that last name.
So it's like, that's cool.
That's cool. Poole.
But
my sister is having a child, and the last name is going to be the dad's, the father's. It's a girl.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like everyone's different. But I'm saying when you get married, I just feel like, I don't know if that's me or is that like a traditional way of thinking. I just feel like that's another symbolic thing. It's just like, all right, you leaving your family and we're both becoming one family under one name kind of thing. I don't know if that's a symbolic or is an old way of thinking.
That is traditional.
Here is a question that I always wondered. Can you just make a new last name when you get married?
That'd be lit.
Just make it.
Because you
out of the top of your head.
Like, just be like, we don't want to be...
I don't want
to be Xavier Taylor no more. I want to be...
Xavier Lee.
No, I want to be like... Kenny Stone. Like, I don't know.
Kenny Stone.
Like, I don't know. Like, the coolest name ever.
You're just going to change your whole name.
Just change my last name.
So Xavier Kenny Stone.
Yup.
Together.
Kidney stone. You gotta say it real quick.
One thing.
Kidney stone.
That sound like kidney stone, bro.
Xavier
Kidney stone.
I don't know. Like, just change my last name. Like, I don't know. Pegasus.
Pegasus. Ooh.
You know?
That's majestic, bro.
You know? I don't know.
But I think that's just interesting. And well, another thing about hyphenation, when you get like legal documents, like let's say you filling out,
What, you don't want it to be too long?
You don't got all that
Yeah.
space.
you don't have all
people,
that space.
People in other nationalities and stuff have long names, and
yeah,
they
but when
still
you got a
figure out how
hyphen,
to-
when you got a hyphen, that's
they
even
do have
more.
hyphenated names.
Think about
Or
this.
maybe
Here's
we
the
just have a
difference.
lot of names.
You can have this long. You can have this long African name. I had the belt.
Abutikuya.
Come on, bro. You know,
Don't
That's
be offending
just-
nobody.
you can have this long African name, and it can be like 13 letters, but you can make that fit because
It might be 13 spaces.
you know what I mean? Like, you might italicize the way
That's
you
the
write.
last name or the first name.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
last name.
Last name. Like, you can put that in there, but you gotta write. Like, for instance, like, say if I change my name to Malcolm Jenkins, Xavier, and I gotta put my full name: Xavier Eric Malcolm Jenkins Crockett Taylor. You know, I'm like, come on, all these.
What?
No, I don't want to do that.
What if my husband has like a really short name?
Then you better
Like
take his
Lee,
short name.
Then D'Souza
The
Lee.
Sousa
You
Lee.
supposed to-
I mean, that don't sound that bad though.
Exactly.
It does. It sounds like you delusional.
Janelle D'Souza Lee. D'Souza Lee.
And then I'll just Janelle Lee. Janelle Lee, like what the heck? See, no,
Janelle Lee.
That's a hold up. Like no.
Janelle Lee.
No.
You just upset
No.
because you sound. It sounds like somebody.
Janelle.
Janelle Lee. Like,
People
hello.
call me Janelle Lee. I like that.
They speak.
Oh, so you
You're
like
not
that,
about
but you
to
wouldn't take
call
that.
me. That's not gonna be my first and last name.
So you don't love him enough to take his name.
Maybe not. Shoot, then we not
Wow,
getting married.
Harry.
Dang.
What's his name?
Henry.
Sorry, bro. You
Sorry.
don't gotta call in.
Anybody
If y'all missed it, we was throwing it.
She's showing off, y'all, because she got a bun.
Yeah.
That's all it is. She got her bun and her edges done, so she's showing off. That's all it is.
A bun and her edges done.
I always have my edges laid.
Oh my God.
Ooh, always. Henry, I'm telling you,
Heavy.
listen.
All right. So,
right.
All right. So here's another thing. Well, right now, I think I should give my who mans this real early,
All right.
just because it'll spark a debate. I don't understand why everybody hate Tekashi 6ix9ine. I get he.
Who?
I get why he yelling. I get he yells. I get he got all these tattoos. I get he got rainbow hair. But like he really ain't. Huh?
He's
What?
Mexican.
He Mexican and Puerto Rican.
Ooh.
Because I
Switch
seen
up.
2 people yesterday who fit that description, but I don't
He's
know
a
who it
rapper.
was.
He's a
They
rapper.
were both rappers, but they both looked.
You seen
pretty
them?
They had
similar.
rainbow hair.
Yeah.
They had 6ix9ine written all their body.
I don't know. I didn't look at all.
I'm about to say it was the same person.
That's specific.
She sounded like a cop. She said, "I've met 2 people that
seen
matched
them.
I
that
Just
didn't
match
meet them.
description.
I saw like pictures. It was like
Yeah, it
three-
sounded like a cop. I
It
saw
was-
pictures
saw
that may
pictures.
match
There
the
was 3
description.
people. One was
Mexican
black and
male,
the 2 were
heading
like
northbound.
white looking. But the 2 white ones had like colorful hair. But I didn't look at what their tattoos said.
They had tattoos.
They all
On their
had
face?
tattoos. All of them had pretty much a lot of people.
I just swallowed some ice.
I'm gonna look it up.
Anyway, bro, if you could play the segment for us for the Who Mans Is This,
I mean,
and we'll get right into it. So we
Yo, whose mans is this? Yo,
Ew.
whose mans is this? I'm saying, whose mans is this?
and we saying all the haters. My that's my who mans is this. I mean, I like Tekashi. I mean, he cool. Like he kept it thorough. Like I even watched his Breakfast Club interview today. I mean, he kept it honest. And shout out to my mentor who don't know he my mentor, Charlamagne. You know,
you don't know me yet.
you don't know me yet, but you know. Excuse me, that was unpolite.
Don't get a day, bro.
But like everybody was just hating on him. Like I get they message. They was just they basically was saying like, you know, all this beef that everybody got with you, you know, eventually it's gonna get you killed.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounded like the way he was taking it, it sounded like they was just hating.
And he really does a good job at like pulling that hate. Like you got people who just coming out trying to find him.
YG earlier today.
The gang, YG, everybody just coming out trying to find him. When he was in California around All-Star break, everybody was trying to
All-Star
hunt him
Weekend.
down.
And he actually talked about that on the Breakfast Club. He had said that those actually wasn't dudes from LA, they was dudes from out of town, and his mans that he was with I guess, disrespected their sister or something like that.
So it was a different
So it
beef
was
or
like,
whatever.
they had swung on his man, so he had to do what he had to do, which I don't knock him for. But I say it like this, like, YG, I respect you, but come on, like, you ain't got no reason, like, you ain't got no reason.
Do you think it's for clout?
I don't know what it's for. I'm not gonna say nobody's searching anything for clout, but I'm gonna say y'all ain't got no reason. Like, he got rainbow hair, and he got a lot of tattoos, and he just scream, and people like it.
But how you feel about him calling himself the king of New York, though?
I mean, I feel like that's a little too much. You ain't even up there. I mean,
Wow, I'm just now seeing what he's talking about on Twitter.
yo, you
Okay,
have a
so-
bad habit
yeah,
of
so-
talking about things that happened 4 days ago.
No, this is what you're talking about right now.
I know. I'm messing with you.
Anyway, where was he at?
I don't even know.
Oh, King of New York.
King of New York. Right now, the King of New York is Young M.A. I'm gonna be honest with you, and that's not even a joke because she a female. It's just because like that's just like a title to give somebody because she got bars. Like between her and Dave East, I need them to make a mixtape together.
I just feel like she haven't put out anything.
Young M.A.
I mean, she put out like bodies of not like a body of work. As I'm saying, maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like a lot of people think she's a one-hit wonder.
Have you heard any of her freestyles?
I have.
Have you heard the I get the bag freestyle?
Yeah,
Have
I know.
What to say?
That's different.
I mean, she working on something. I guess she a little.
I guess right.
Quiet.
She's low key with it.
I mean, Drake was quiet, and then he came back with J-Boy Block, whatever his name is.
The free
Free feature. That's his name. Free feature. That's what his name is.
He want to change his name. Free feature.
But I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, that's who mans is this.
I mean,
all
do you
y'all.
think YG in the game is wrong for hating Tekashi?
I think is what they said about the game is that it is every time he has an album about to come out soon, he gets in some sort of beef. Every time he has an album about to come out soon, he gets into beef. Remember, he was beefing with Meek during that time, and then he dropped the album.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I think. People think, oh, it's for clout, and he's about to drop an album again.
I mean, I don't see no really reason why. Like they tried to say, like maybe it's because he's a sex offender or something like that, but he really not. Like he was young, and the girl lied about her age, and they even proved it.
I didn't know about the whole thing.
Yeah,
about
they
that.
talked about that at the Breakfast Club. I heard about it, but I ain't getting details
Didn't
about it.
PMD Rock get into something like that too?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I just know-
That man yodeling somewhere.
I
don't
know if you 15,
Okay.
don't be dressing
Don't
up
be
like you're
lying.
22.
Like, don't lie.
But even if you do, don't.
Even
at
if
least
you
say
do,
your age.
say yeah,
Say your age. So
I mean-
that way, if they still want to be a perv, at least you won't look like a liar.
right.
Like,
That way, that gets out. That's out the way.
yeah, that's a sad thing to do to somebody, man. That's a sad thing. I think Tekashi. I think you need to. He cocky like Mayweather a little bit, but I think he need to like I can honestly admit for him, he ain't never start no beef with nobody.
True.
He ain't never start none.
He's been in his own lane.
But he do escalate it.
He just dragging on.
He drags it
Trolling
on.
on Instagram. This man, he just need to focus on himself. Get his GED.
He got his GED. He passed it.
Oh, he passed.
Yeah, he passed.
Okay, I didn't. That was recent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember he was studying. If he was on Instagram Live, he was studying. It was a question. He just couldn't get it. I'm like, bro, like, it's certain thing. I'm like that, but I just focus on his own lane.
I'll be honest. I got a high school degree, and I'm about to get my bachelor's, and I feel like I would still fail the GED test. 'Cause I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, bro. I don't know what's going on.
I suck
in
at tests.
college. College shouldn't. I mean, tests shouldn't be a way to measure your intelligence.
Yeah, they not. Maybe your study skills, but not your intelligence. But I feel like we should give him like a 2-song break, and then come
Two of
back.
them.
Two of them real quick. Give y'all 2-song break.
Another one.
All right, sign us out, bro.
You already know what it is. It's 89.1 Cavalier Radio. GriffX is Switchup with your man Griffoutt, 2F2Ts, aka DJ Griff, and Black X. We don't black in, we black out. Let's get it. You tuned in to 89.1 Cavalier Radio with your man Griffoutt, 2F2Ts, aka DJ Griff.
And your boy DJ Black X. We on back and we black out. We keep repeating and repairing and disappearing on y'all, but it's over and done with that road, man. We about to talk for like half an hour.
Straight talk.
Straight breath.
So we got a couple guests in the studio. Janelle been here, so we can skip you. But
That's
sorry.
But we got Haji and French Montana in the building. So let's Let's get it correct. Exciting. Now, introduce yourselves.
I could be called. I need like a radio name.
Haji.
Haji's my radio name.
All right, her name is Haji.
Ayana. My name is Ayana.
Her name is Haji because when she put her scarf on, y'all ever seen Johnny Test? The little young boy with the little turban on his head. That's exactly what she looked like. And she black, and there's not no racist thing, so I'm just letting you know. And then we got the one but only that'll do your taxes to get the maxes, you know.
I'm Bree.
Of Naj and Taj on the YouTube channel. You better subscribe. That's how we say it. But, yeah, so the question is, would y'all take your husband's last name? And if not, would you at least be willing to hyphenate it? Or does your husband have to take your last name?
Some people do that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm not, if I get married, I'm not taking a wife's last name. I'm not. That's just not happening. I'll hyphenate. My daughter can have your last name.
I don't know.
Don't all talk at once.
I don't know. I feel like a part of me wouldn't because like I came into this world as one thing and I want to leave this world as the same thing. But when you get married, you're supposed to become one with your husband. So I don't know.
Yup.
That's the point I made.
Yeah, if your last name is cute, I guess.
Point Janelle made. So for my man Henry that's out there,
Hell yeah.
would you marry a man named Henry Powers and take his last name?
Powers? Ayana Powers?
Yeah, you sound like a teacher. You sound like the hardest teacher in the 3rd grade class.
Miss Powers.
She's like an activist to me.
Yeah.
My name is Ayana Powers and I'm black and I'm proud and I just started screaming at everybody. But, how about you?
I would want my husband's last name, but because like my last name, like like you know how when situations happen, like your father died, and then you really don't got no brothers. Like I got one brother and no babies, so like I would want my thing to be hyphenated, like McCleary, whatever. But then again, not really because I don't know.
So,
but I would take for sure. I would take my man last name. I would.
McCleary Powers. Henry, you got 3 candidates. So call in 610-902-8453. So, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I don't know if it's just me or like a traditional way of thinking. Like what Ayana said or Haji said was like when you get married, you're supposed to become one, and then it's just like you're leaving your old family, like your old last name, and becoming like something new together. That's why I don't like hyphenation. Just me personally. You think about if you filling out a form, they only got certain spots for your last name.
It's gonna be long.
It's gonna be mad long if you got a long last name.
Like I don't know. Like
I don't know. Like,
I don't want my last name to be no automatopoeia. Like I don't want something that's so hard to pronounce and so hard. Unless I was born that way, I ain't trying to end it that way.
So
you know?
what do you think about like Kardashian West?
I think that is the most.
Well, I think that's different from her because she has.
I feel like that sounds like
because she has a brand.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
That's why I said if I was famous, I would keep my last name.
But I say even Beyonce even hyphenated her name.
Did
that's
she?
Well, she's Knowles Carter, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like when you're famous, like you have a reputation around your name, so that
I don't care if I'm famous.
That's different.
I don't care if I'm broke. I could be homeless and get married under the bypass. You're taking my last name. I'm dead serious because I don't know. I'm really adamant about that. Like you and me, like you know what I mean. Like if she, like I'm probably gonna get killed, but
what?
Because like me and my girlfriend have talked about taking her last name, and I laugh every time, or I'll tell her like my daughter can have your last name. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think when it comes to last names, I am a traditionalist male.
Why do you keep saying daughter? What about your son?
Yeah,
my son is taking my last name. That's why. That's not up for this.
So y'all gonna be separate?
No, it's just that's just what's happening. My son's name is gonna be Jaquise something Taylor.
Jaquise.
Yeah.
Free Jaquise, aka first of all.
Free Jaquise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jaquise.
Jaquise, my fault.
Jaquise.
Yeah, but my son's Jaquise. I like that. You gotta put. No, I'm just saying because when he in class, they're like Jaquise.
Oh my gosh, so chocolate. I feel like if I have kids, my kids would definitely have my husband's last name. That's a definite. I would say.
So then, why not you?
I don't know. Because I'm making these children, so
I mean, you can't make children without a seed. Oh, she giving the text side of it.
Exactly.
Speak up.
Yeah, these are your children.
Listen, this is all I'm gonna say. My last name.
That's about it. Yeah.
My last name. That's it.
But then I'm like, yeah, simple as
Oh,
that.
we got one more.
lit.
Oh, we got one more, all female, black girl magic in the building. So let's get it.
So that helps our next topic.
That was our next topic. But before we use the next topic, let's just ask Ty real quick. Ty, just talk loud enough for the mic to pick you up. You know, we got Janelle's other co-host for her other show, Multiply Melanin. If I said it right.
Multiply melanin.
So, would you take your husband's last name, or would you want him to take yours?
I'll take my husband's last name.
All right.
Just not hyphenated at all. Just straight.
I'll take it.
Okay.
All right.
There we go.
All right. So you know y'all voted. So y'all gotta take your husband's last names. You hear that, McClary?
Plus, it's the tradition. I mean, it's the tradition.
I know. I'm just messing with you. All right. So let's on the next one.
All right. So the next topic is
Dun, dun, dun.
I read an article that said women in college, they're more susceptible to have to not like certain other types of women. Like you might have in your head oh, this girl is promiscuous, or this girl is acting a certain way, so you have a set opinion about her, so you wouldn't even want to get to know her. So what we kind of trying to figure out is, why don't women support other women in all things that they do?
And how? And the second question to that is, since y'all paint each other in a bad way, how is us as males supposed to view women when every woman is calling the other woman bad?
Wait, can you say the first question again?
Yeah, it was kind of confusing. I excuse myself. So why don't certain women like other women? Like, let's say you know a girl and you heard that she's been with a lot of different guys, she's promiscuous, you know what I'm saying, and you don't like that trait, so you wouldn't like her. You don't know nothing about her. We just know what you heard.
I think that's a false, I think whoever came up with that statistic, is giving false claims.
Psychology.com.
False claims, like I said, because that's not even .com is not.
And don't use yourself
source.
don't use yourself as in I don't think it's true because I wouldn't.
Janelle.
Cause
but I'm a woman.
Yeah, you're a woman.
I don't know every other woman to know what their beliefs are.
I'm just from what you noticed. Put it to that way. Would you believe that's true? To an extent, I believe it's true.
I believe it's half and half because there's people like me and there's people like other people who, even yesterday, who this girl came out with her hair puffy, and the girl was like, "Why does she think that was okay?" or da 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 da. And in my head, I'm like, first of all, why are you?
All right, let's change it. Let's change it.
That's what I said. To an extent, I believe it's true.
What if it's some girl that she a devil worshiper? Bam, right then and there. You're gonna be like, why does she think that's okay?
That's anything.
It really is. But that's really anything.
I mean, I'll play devil's advocate for that, literally. But
oh wow.
I mean, they got every right to believe in what they believe. It's a religion.
Exactly. And I have every right not to like them because of that. But just because you out here and you freaking every other boy, that doesn't make me be like, all right, I don't want to mess with you. I have friends. I ain't got friends. I ain't gonna lie. But I know people that they do what they do, and I can still be cool with them. Okay, props to you. You not just because I'm associated with you, that does not mean that I'm opening my legs and doing all that other stuff too. Exactly. You might tell me about it. That don't mean nothing.
All right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. New question then. All right, go ahead, Haji.
I would say that.
Haji.
I'm sorry. I would say that that's with any and everybody, not just female or male.
Okay.
If you hear something, in which gossip is very bad, but you should confront the person on if they're a really close friend, is this true or not? But if you hear something, that's automatically going to take into effect of how you perceive someone or anything, no matter what you are, if you're a male or female. But when it comes to females, I feel like we do judge each other quickly, and I don't know why.
I got a new question.
Because they're insecure about themselves. If they see someone that they kind of want to be like, or it's more of insecurity.
I think like this, and y'all can obviously don't jump down my throat, but y'all can obviously correct me. The way I see it is if you don't associate yourself in the same type of manner as a girl, or you wouldn't think that you would do it as a different girl, y'all just cut it off and judge and say that's not woman, that's not a woman, that's not a girl, that's not this, that's not that. I've heard and seen this with my own eyes and ears. A girl, let's use the example that you said, yeah, a girl out here doing what she want to do, you know what I mean? And she having multiple guy partners or whatever. A girl will say, well, that's not ladylike, that's not a woman, that's not this and that's not that. But, you know what I mean? What I'm not saying you said that. I'm just saying what I heard. You know what I mean? Like, that's not ladylike. That's not like what a woman would do. So then the real question is, well, what is ladylike and what is a woman? And then if you're telling me that's what it is, how do I know you telling the truth? You know what I mean? Because a different girl could say being stuck up and being bougie and being prude is not being a woman, but at the same time, the opposite end is also not being a woman. Is there a middle ground? Like,
I feel like that's where that double standard stuff come in at, because a male can go out and he can be as promiscuous as he wants to.
Facts.
And a female can mess with 2-3 guys and it's a problem. So I don't know. I feel like sometimes it be males that do more of the judging and the females they follow along with it. To be
honest. I'm not saying that males don't do that, because there is a double standard here at the Switch Up. We don't believe in that double standard, but I'm talking more majorly focusing on not pushing it on men, because we can all agree that men do it. I'm more focused on why females do it.
I think we're actually past that stage, because most of the time when I see people who are like going around with different men, nobody's judging them. They're all for that now. Like, everybody wants to be sex positive now, from what I see. So like, if they're like, and even the shows that we watch, all the girls in the shows that I see have multiple partners.
I mean, that's cool, but from what I see on this campus and from what I heard and
I don't be paying attention to
that's what I'm saying. Like,
all right, so
I'm just trying to get it. I'm just trying to get it.
Why I would judge you is if I'm involved in some way. Like, if I'm personally involved, yeah, there's an issue.
Okay.
But if you're doing your own thing, I really don't care, because it's really not affecting me.
Would you ever say it's not ladylike
To have multiple sex partners?
Whatever and a girl is doing. Like, if there's anything that could be deemed negative, like, would the first, like, all right, let me really fine tune my question. What is ladylike? Like me, I don't think I can't say what's ladylike because I don't have ladylike parts. You know what I mean? Like, I can't define it because everybody's different. And to me, when anybody say that's not what a woman should do or what a male should do, I feel like they using like a Eurocentric view on how they believe a man or a woman should be, because that's what our society is based on. So I try to just let everybody go on their day-to-day lives, and like Ayana said, as long as it ain't personally affecting me or my body or the happiness of my friends, I honestly don't care what you do. You can go jump off a cliff and land into a bunch of whatever's for all I care. But I personally just, I don't know, for some reason I just cringe a little bit on the inside whenever somebody say, well, that's not ladylike. Well, I mean, like, you don't know what that lady's been through to be what she's like, you know what I mean? So like, it's just interesting to hear it from a female side. Like, why do other girls say it's not ladylike? Like, what is ladylike?
I don't think ladylike is a thing. I haven't actually heard that word used in a minute, but the way people sit, way I sit is gonna be considered unladylike to somebody.
Right.
The way somebody talks, if they curse a lot, is gonna be considered unladylike. But who's to say that's unladylike? That's if I'm a lady, and that's how I think is respectful for myself. If I'm not sitting a certain way with a skirt on, I'm still being ladylike. Like,
yeah.
It still goes with the
matter of fact,
standard.
Rihanna be sitting the way I sit with skirts on, so and nobody doesn't call her. Nobody don't call her unladylike.
It's
so.
still the double
I think a lot of
standard
people do call her unladylike, but I feel like those people just don't get heard because don't nobody like those people.
Right, it's kind of, you can't talk about her.
You
For
can't
real.
talk about Rihanna.
But it's still the double standard because no one says, "Oh, that man, that's not manly." Like, or you know what I'm saying? That's not manly.
Well, I mean,
Exactly.
they do that. Like, that's not what a man should be. Like, for instance, like even bringing up the Tekashi situation, everybody kept calling him a homosexual because he got colored hair. You know, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Well, I guess when a guy does something that's like not considered masculine.
Yeah, it's
like,
the same thing.
he's gay.
Like, that's why when people be like, well, you know what I mean? Like, I fell victim to the that's not manly thing because it took me 11 years to cry since like in between, you know what I mean? In between time. So like it took me 11 years to cry one time and then 11 years later I cried again. Like, because I truly believe that like men should not cry.
And that's what we're conditioned.
And it's like a pre-programming.
Suck it up.
Yeah. It's just like crying don't do nothing but wet your face. Like that's what I really used to think. And so I mean I got over that thought, thank God.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just the same thing. Like I don't feel like people should like just I don't know. I just don't.
And not to go off topic, but like that's why some relationships, like when a guy and a girl get together, they be like, "Oh no, tell me your feelings and tell me how you feel." But we don't know how to do that because from the beginning we've been told to suppress our feelings, to suck it up, take it like a boy, take it like a man, or everything like that. And when we get into a relationship, it's just like
we don't know how.
We don't know how. It's as simple as that.
I remember I was talking. I think I was either talking to you about this, Ayana, but I was saying like. when females get upset with us because we don't know how to communicate with y'all, it's because we were brought up in technically 2 different worlds of communication. Like, y'all was taught, conditioned, and told that it was okay to share y'all emotions. It was okay to express yourself, and it's okay to let it all out and to tell everybody how you feel, because if you don't, then you'll be walked all over and this and that. As men, it's like, at least for me, I got to talk at first was like, you know, don't let nobody punk you. Don't let nobody see you soft. Don't let nobody see your weak side. Yeah. And when you at your weakest is when you're most vulnerable. And when you're most vulnerable is when you crying. And when you showing your affections and your emotions. Like, this is like, I feel like all dudes become dogs after they get their first heartbreak in kindergarten. Like, I feel like, because like you really out there giving her a card and a flower, and then like she just shuts you down. And, like, you'll remember that. Like, I remember when I first got shut down in kindergarten, like, I brought her a Scooby-Doo card, and, like, she took it and gave it back. And I was like, dag, like, what's wrong with me? Like, do I got a hot shovel for a face? Like, what's up with me? Like,
hot shovel.
I don't know. But, I mean, like, it was just a joke. But, like, I mean, I feel like...
He had to clear it up. That was just a joke.
That was just a joke. But, like, but y'all get what I mean, though. Like, it's just different. It's just a different world. I feel like everybody should be more patient with each other, because they be teaching that women is more emotionally stable and have more emotions than men. They still teach that to this day, that females are way more emotional than us, and they have way more complex emotions. Like, y'all a different breed of human, when we all bleed the same, we all got the same thing, we all just got memories and we don't. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only true difference. Like, we both got reproductive parts, they just look different.
This is true.
So, I mean, but men got complex emotions too, because instead of getting sad and crying, we run and punch things and
because it's all suppressed
and just
it's all just held down.
So it's just hard, and then like we get called like feminine for it, or get called out our names, or saying like that's female traits and stuff like that. But it's really just a human trait. I don't know. It's weird, and then that could play into our next thing. So you might as well introduce it to insecurity, John.
Oh yeah. So we pretty much not decided, but we kind of figured like some girls may not like another girl because of their own insecurity that they might be facing or something like that. Let's say that she's more outgoing and you personally, that's something you wouldn't do. You couldn't see yourself in that doing that. So you're just like, oh, why is she all extra? Why is she doing all this? Well, meanwhile, this might be an insecurity why you're like that.
Or even if like your dude might be friends or hang around at a particular female, you'll think because she's the way she is that your man will do something from an insecurity
type thing.
So we'll let y'all take the floor on that.
Okay.
She said,
Okay. It's not for me personally, it's not an insecurity thing, but it's like, I know how girls are, and I know how men are. So if I see how...
Before we get into this discussion, get all your phrasing right, because you don't know how all girls are, and you don't know how all men are.
I know generally how
you
people...
think you do.
You know
people
how
can
some girls
be.
Are, you know how some...
Yes, and if I see a person and I see, oh, she does these certain things, she acts a certain way, generally, I'm pretty much right about how I feel about this person. Mm-hmm. And so if you're in a situation with my man and I feel as though you may push up on him or he may not necessarily like flag you off as he should, then I'm going to have a problem with it. It's not an insecurity. It's just that I see things how you may not see it. And if I tell my man this and he's taking it as I'm being extra or I'm being insecure, it's not that. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm right. And 9 times out of 10, what I see or what I preconceive usually happens. So when that happens, don't apologize then. You should have taken my notice beforehand.
All right. Anybody else want to say?
What's the question exactly?
Yeah, the first one.
So, like, it's basically like, well, all right, I'm going to say the question and then I'm going to respond, and that way y'all can, like, build off of each other. So, the question basically is, why do girls get so insecure, or is it really truly insecure when they're a particular male that they're dealing with, or that they're around a particular female? Because to Ayana's point is that makes sense and I honestly see your point. Because if somebody is seeing something, then you should be able to express it, and they should be able to receive it and respect it. Yet at the same time, when you express something, you gotta trust the individual to know that they won't do those things. So, for instance, if you was to tell, like, say hypothetically, you told your dude, I don't want you hanging around such and such or whatever, right? If he says he's not going to do anything, you got to just trust him on that. You can't badger him to not want to do something, because I'm pretty sure you said usually the times you was right. But I'm guessing those times you was right, you probably told those dudes not to do it, yet they still did it. So you can't prevent them from doing anything they don't want to do.
Right.
So if those guys don't want to do it, then you got to just take their word that they're not going to do it. And if they do it, they keep what you've been doing and keep it pushing.
Okay, but if you're in a relationship with a female and she expresses these things to you and you love her and you guys have like an understanding of where you want to be in your relationship, why even jeopardize your relationship, something that you should be holding to a higher standard? Why even jeopardize that to be around someone?
All right, before I answer that question, Ty has something to say.
No, I definitely agree with her. Like, with me and my boyfriend, I would never hang out with a guy one-on-one, and I wouldn't want him hanging out with a girl one-on-one. We just eliminate it, so we wouldn't think those thoughts of, what if you did this or what if you did that? Like I have guy friends, but I would never hang out with them one-on-one just in respect of my boyfriend, because I wouldn't want him to do that to me.
It's a respect level.
Right.
Okay.
So I don't think it's more of insecurity. It's just more of like, let's just eliminate the thoughts that can come to our head, or eliminate anything that can happen.
Okay.
I don't really have nothing to say about the whole friend and the insecurities thing, because like that thing would just be dead to me. But the females not liking other females because of their own insecurities. Like, I personally been going through something. Like, I feel like everybody has been coming at me and everybody just doesn't like Brianna, and I don't understand why. And even if I go confront people and say, what did I do to you, or anything like that, no one gives me an answer, or it's just like, I'm not about to run down the list. If you can't tell me what I'm doing wrong, then I'm not doing nothing wrong. So I definitely do feel like people, it's like insecurities and jealousy. Like, and it's just like, you can be doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. You're not hating on nobody. You giving people props when they deserve their props. And people will still, like, find something negative about you, even when you trying your best. Like, not saying you out here begging for friends or nothing like that, but you just trying to figure out, you looking into yourself, like, what's wrong with me? But no, it's really just the people around you. Like, they're mad. Y'all mad. They're just mad. Like, you can't help that. You gotta look past that.
That's straight
Absolutely.
facts. Everybody give her a hand clap for that. That was straight facts. That's straight facts. I think, to touch on your joint, it's just like, that's just true. Like, people, no matter whether my mom always told me, no matter whether you're doing good or bad, somebody gonna say your name.
Absolutely.
So it don't matter. Your name, once you got a name, somebody gonna say it. So it's whether what they do with it, whatever, and how you respond to it. So you killed it with that one. That's just straight. To touch on y'all's. Whoa, you got anything to say, bro?
No, I'm done. Speechless after that one.
I'm about to say, like, to touch on y'all's, I feel like those thoughts, like you said, you would never hang out with somebody one-on-one, that what if, I think that's the insecurity that we talk about. When people hear insecure, they think it's like a straight shot at their character.
I don't think it's insecurity.
But
I think since it's a mutual thing, it's respect.
yeah, it's
Exactly.
it
So
can be.
what does insecurity mean?
To me, insecurity mean is a preconceived, like, it's like a thought. It's like a thought that you have of what if, and because you have that thought of what if,
It's fearful.
It's so fearful in your head that you can't get the notion out of, you can't put your trust or your faith over over that thought. And that's what an insecurity is to me. When it's so strong, you can't put your faith or trust over it, it's an insecurity, and it's not healthy.
I mean, nobody's saying you can't hang out with nobody, but it's just like, just to eliminate it.
Exactly.
But my thing is, why even have that thought? Because
But it's no thought.
Because
It's
because
fact.
these things are real. Because, like, we're not just making these things up in our head. It's not just like this is.
I know
a
you're not making
hypothetical
up.
thing.
I know you're not making
These
up in
things
your
really
head.
happen,
So
and
would
so
you be fine with if you had a girl, would you be fine with her going out going to eat with just a guy?
I let my girl had a male friend from her school that she was cool with, and he invited her to go eat somewhere, and I'm just like, go ahead. Like, I'm a trusting person. Until you do something, I can't tell you you're not deserving of anything. And if you doing it on the low, that's not making me look dumb. And my parent, that's making you look stupid. Like, to me, because you're the one that's out here doing something dirty to somebody that's doing something good and give you something trustworthy. Wise, something that somebody is honestly a blessing if somebody trusts you. So, like, if you throwing away a blessing, then you look stupid, not in the eyes of me, also, but not in the eyes of, everyone else, but also in the eyes of God. Like, you looking stupid by messing up a blessing. So it's like, if you want to throw that away, who am I to sit there and worry and ponder those thoughts? I know these things exist. I know people can cheat. I know people can do whatever, but it's not up to me to worry about that. It's up to me to go into the relationship and feel like you won't do this to me. And if you do, then I will have to handle it accordingly.
Okay, so responding to that, when you go into a relationship, a part of strength is just because you can do it doesn't mean that you have to.
Okay.
Just because something is sitting in your face doesn't mean you have to take it. That's what strength includes. So just because you have the opportunity or the chance to hang out with a certain person, is it worth it at the end of the day because you have something stronger or something more valuable over here? If your relationship is like strong and valuable to you, nothing should be able to come in the way of that. So if your girl or your significant other is telling you, I have a problem with this.
Okay.
So they having a problem, it may, like, you have to work through that slowly, but what can you do as their partner to help them with that? What can you do as their partner to make them feel a little bit more comfortable and to put their mind at ease?
Right. It doesn't make them insecure.
And it doesn't make them insecure. It's just a level of respect.
Right.
My answer to that would to be not to enable those thoughts. Because think of it this way. You have boyfriend. Let's say y'all got boyfriends. Well, I know you got a boyfriend, but let's say y'all got boyfriends, right? And, he doesn't trust males, period. Like, he don't got no male friends. He don't trust males. He just hang with himself. He just hang with you. But you have male friends before y'all met. And he told you he don't like males, so he don't like the fact that you got male friends or anything like that. But because you his girl, he let it slide. But every time you hang out with a male or something like that, he jumps the gun and thinks, you did this and you did that. Part of the relationship is communicating your problems with each other. And that's only 50% of the relationship as far as that conversation go. The other 50 is to see results of that person fixing their insecurities. Because the whole point of y'all being in a relationship is to fix yourselves as individuals so y'all can become one.
That's not the point of a relationship. I'm sorry.
Beyonce had insecurities before Jay-Z?
Yes.
You think she did?
Yeah, everybody has insecurities.
But can I just say this? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The whole point of being in a relationship, if you really want to delve into individuality, if you have insecurities, fix them when you're not in a relationship. So when you come into a relationship, they're not the whole point of being in a relationship is to have trust and to have enough value and have enough standards to be like, I trust this person. I want to be with this person. So I'm not going to bring my old issues into this. That's not the point of it being in a relationship.
But that's impossible, though.
But to be in a relationship means to be in a covenant. To be in a covenant with somebody, like, you have a promise with them.
Right, but that's impossible.
I had, like, before my boyfriend, I currently still have good guy best friends. But out of respect, he knows that, but out of respect, I'm not going to hang out with them one-on-one. You get what I'm saying? Like, I still talk to them. I still communicate with them.
But where is the disrespect coming? I'm just playing devil's advocate as far as this whole conversation go, but I'm just asking, like, fine-tune me where the disrespect comes in from hanging one-on-one if nothing happened.
I mean, like, I understand from his standpoint because I wouldn't want him hanging with a girl one-on-one, taking her out to eat. One-on-one.
That's a date. I'm talking about hanging out.
I guess you just don't want to give someone a reason.
You don't want to give someone a reason.
Right.
That's weird. What are
You
you
can-
hanging out
but-
with friends
but-
for if you're not hanging out with me?
Why can't we all hang out together?
But y'all can. But
You
what
said,
if,
you said if my guy doesn't have like any male friends and my male friends exist, we gonna all be friends. And
But-
I don't understand why you don't got no friends.
but here's the thing. You can't force somebody to be friends with
That's
your
true.
friends.
Okay.
Well, we gonna all hang out together whether you.
But here's the
think
thing,
we're
y'all,
friends or
but
not.
here's the thing, y'all, here's the thing. Like you said, it's a covenant or whatever, so y'all can become one. But y'all also got to realize, as far as individuality concerned, they're still your own separate people.
Absolutely.
So at the same time, theoretically, it's impossible to not have insecurities when you're in a relationship, because once you love someone and once you care for someone, every bad notion towards that ever can exist in humankind, you don't want to happen to them.
Okay, but you
You're
do.
feeling bad about yourself, so maybe we gotta
Okay, so-
change that word.
But that's what
Yeah.
an insecurity is. You feel so
But
bad
no,
about
no,
this.
no.
You
just
it's
said-
lack of
It's not
confidence.
insecurities.
You just
According
said
to
X,
Google.
You just said X that when it comes to you and your girl, if she goes out with with a male friend, you have no problem with it. 'Cause
Yeah, I don't have a problem. I
not-
still have that fear, though, and that fear is still an insecurity. That's what I'm trying to say. Y'all think here's insecurity, and y'all take to the negative connotation of a shot at to y'all character. It's just a quality that people have. I'm not talking about as a shot to your character. You thinking of a negative connotation like, I'm this person. Like, no, I'm saying you have this. Like, for instance, people have acne. That don't mean you got all these pimples on your face. You just have it.
Feeling a certain type of way towards
Yeah, it's just the
yourself.
insecurity.
So if
Don't
I
let
feel
that
a way towards something else that has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, but it doesn't have nothing directed towards your character. It's just something that you have that can become your character. You see what I'm saying? It's something that can manifest and grow. When people hear, that's the problem with a lot. That's a problem with a lot of people with words. They hear things and think of the negative connotation as a shot to their character. I'm talking about literally just things that people just have, and why do they have them?
Shot to my character. If you telling me, if you feel some type of way about something like this, like I'm gonna feel some type of way if my man is out with another female. Period. Why are you out with another female?
When you say out, what do you?
Why are you sitting down having a conversation with another female? That's what I mean. What are you talking about that we can't talk about? She gotta come to you before she come to me. I'm confused. That's dumb. It's like just like the other conversation we had the other day. Like you said, your girlfriend don't like when you hug other females, right?
That's what I was
but
about to
you
take
still
it
go
to
up and hug other females. You don't care about her insecurity.
You know, I'm not going to enable that because there's nothing wrong with
That's not
that.
an insecurity, though. That's a common respect level.
And
if we are in a covenant together and we have a relationship and we have an understanding,
why can't I hug a friend?
But why can't you
I mean,
compromise?
I
why
get
can't you
that
just
you
not?
should be able to hug a friend, but if she has a problem with it,
Then
why
do
can't
it.
you compromise?
Because that's not nothing. I'm not doing anything wrong.
But do you compromise?
But
Yeah, I
if
say
she
I won't.
thinks
I will
it's
never
wrong,
walk.
then
If she's walking like to my right side and somebody is all the way down the street to my left, I'm not leaving her to go hug them. But if we meet in a mutual area and I see them, I'll say, "Hey, what's up?" and introduce. The first thing I'll say is introduce my girl. But me doing this is nothing wrong with this. That's the problem. That's the
See,
problem.
I don't know.
He
because
said
I
touching.
I always saw something wrong with it, but some guy actually was with his girlfriend, and then I wasn't gonna hug him, even though I always do. But his girlfriend is not around. But out of respect for her, I was like, okay, like I'm not gonna hug him. But he reached out for a hug, and I was in my head like, wait, what? Like I was just confused because I didn't know the male point of view.
Because we got a culture that promotes enabling. Like I'm not gonna. And that thought to me, that thought to me leaves you to keep thinking that way. You know what I mean? That to me, to me, that thought leaves you to keep thinking that way. And when you keep thinking that way, you're not benefiting nothing out of that, but to have that fear that because I'm touching somebody, I'm touching them everywhere else. Like if I'm with you and I just see you and I'm like, yo, Ayana, this is such and such and such and such. Oh, hi, da. You know what I mean? Like it's not no.
Where you have to introduce her. Like
people
they
know.
probably know before.
People know
they
people.
Yeah, people know
You can't help who people know. You can't get in a relationship with somebody and say, "Don't you ever talk to the opposite sex." No, you can't do that. Like that's helicoptering. That's pushing people away.
I think they can have friends, and like I don't know if I would feel comfortable with them hanging out with the opposite sex yet. But I think it's chilling. Like
I'm not saying go.
I mean, as long as you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm not saying like get underneath her arms and embrace her and smell her forehead. I'm not saying all that. I'm saying like you just see her somewhere, such and such, and if she asks you who that, be like, oh, that's my friend from school, or we used to go to kindergarten together.
I always wanted to know what same-sex couples felt about this.
You know what I mean? I'm actually curious about that. We can have that as a next show.
That's why I'm saying, like, I feel like this whole thing should be like a part 2 because it's got real juicy. We went overtime.
I say we should go 7 more minutes, but you know.
So if we're together and I hugged another girl, would you be mad?
Yeah, how do same-sex relationships like differentiate between them?
I mean, I honestly don't know.
Yeah,
I subscribe myself as a heterosexual male.
How is it any different?
I don't think I would be mad at that.
But how is it any different?
Because it's a distrust in men. It comes. I feel like it comes from a
and-
distrust in men, and I
So
break
what
it
if
down.
they're a male couple?
But I'm saying it comes from a distrust in men, even probably. I'm guessing, and I'm heterosexual. I'm just guessing because she even just said it's a double standard. It all stems from a distrust in men because I feel like this: if a dude was to trip about his girl doing something, or even hugging another dude, and she's saying like that's just my friend, I feel like everybody opinion would differ. They'd be like, she's just being her. You can't hold her down. You can't force her to do this. You being too misogynistic. You know, if a man does something, it comes with a negative connotation because we do live in a world of patriarchy, like period. So men naturally are going to get the dirty end of the stick. But at the same time, you can't categorize all men. Because when you do that, you literally create one man. When you categorize all men for the actions of some, you create one man, and you never see the difference in any of them, and you wind up dating the same type of person.
Okay, so what about the men, the like the flip it? What about the men that's like, oh, why you doing 2 be honestest? Oh, why you commenting?
He's weird.
Why you like his stuff?
He's weird. I would call him weird.
Stuff on Instagram,
I'll be honest with you 100%. If any of my friends, the day Ramir come in here and tell me that, yeah, I snapped on my girl because she did a to be honest, and she said she really liked some other guy's videos, and I'm like, why you don't like my video? I'm like, bro, get out, get out your feelings.
Yeah,
like,
that's extra.
But that's real. But that's a real thing, and that's an insecurity. But that's something he don't like.
When
So
girls get mad when their boyfriend likes a picture.
And it's just a picture. It depends on the picture. Now, if she straight up, it depends on the picture.
Naked, then
it depends on the picture. It all depends on the content.
If she just looks normal,
if it's a normal like she in the radio station, like
Right, that's an accomplishment.
you know what I mean? Like just like the picture. At the end of the day, people are people. Like not everybody is trying to sexualize a girl. As hard as it believes coming from me because I have a penis, it's hard to believe that not every dude is trying to sexualize a girl. Sometimes we just be looking and just be like, what is she doing? Because that's what I see. Sometimes when I be seeing these girls, like my friend just showed me an Instagram video. He's like, yo, look at her. Yo, she 19 doing this. And I was like, doing what? And I seen it. And I'm like, she just sit down and go to school. You know what I mean? Like, don't nobody want to see all that all the time. That's just too much. That's really too much. But, you know.
Look at that, Jillian. She's like, get out.
Jillian.
Shout out to Jill. Sorry.
That's what I said.
That was actually my girlfriend. She just woke up from her nap.
Tell her to call in.
Oh no, y'all don't want to hear her mouth. Because I'm going to be arguing with her, and I'm going to be arguing with her on here, then later tonight, and then probably tomorrow.
Don't mess it up.
We can do that. We can say that for the part 2 when I got 2 hours to argue.
This was good, though.
This is good. We're going to make a part 2 of this, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. We thank all y'all. We thank all our guests. We thank everybody. Ayana, a.k.a. Haji, had to go tinkle, so we're going to sign her off for her. We thank everybody. Go ahead. Y'all can sign yourselves off, y'all.
The Suburban Princess. Don't forget to tune in on Wednesdays from 4 to 6, and on Tuesdays from 2 to 4, and on Mondays from 5 to 7.
You always here.
No,
this is your girl Queen T on I was about to say 89.
You are.
On Rory 2 Queen T on Mondays from 5 to 7, and Multiply Melanin from 2 to 4
on Tuesdays. Yes. And Golden Brown with a Crown on Wednesdays.
I'm Bree. Subscribe to Naja Taj. Follow me on Instagram at IamTajay __. My Instagram is popping. Well, in my opinion, TAJAE __.
Say it one more time.
TAJAE __. I am Tajay.
Y'all heard that? That letter underscore. TAGE.
The alphabet. Man, I want pop up.
IAMTAJAE.
Wait, I was like, what you...
I am. So IAM. Then TAJAE.
That's what I said.
And most likely, if you hear, then my little picture is in one of your bathrooms, so y'all could just look at it right there too.
Yeah, so y'all heard them signing off. So thank y'all for the little debate. We gonna have this part 2. We probably gonna try to have the same cast.
Yeah.
So we love y'all. We thank y'all for listening.
Dance with my dogs in the nighttime. Trap with the chickens like Popeye. Money changing colors like